Hey guys, I think I'm live here. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't think I am. Hang in there. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Your friendly neighborhood holistic life coach, executive, and corporate team builder, and agent of change here to help you out tonight. Happy to see you. Hope you're here to learn and to understand about what a stakeholder is. So, of course, I'm always learning about what is going on about life and business, as well as how to do a Facebook Live. So if you see me get distracted and look away, that's all I'm doing is making sure I'm giving you guys the best opportunity I can here. I'm going to start doing polls and asking questions soon. But for now, I'm going to ask you to be a responsible stakeholder and put comments that are suggesting a new topic for upcoming videos. So anyways, like I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about who is a stakeholder and what is a stakeholder tonight. And your probably first thought is it's a business thing. Stakeholders are about business. And you wouldn't be wrong. The first theory did come from business, and but it's become an actual global theory. And it's actually what my corporation works on improving. When I'm working on corporate team coaching, working with executives, I'm always encouraging them to think of the product and how it affects the consumer. That's the ultimate stakeholders, the people that are buying the products. So to break that into a situation that talks about home and how that affects life and who we are and what we do in life, you're probably thinking, well, how does that relate? And we are all stakeholders in something. If your heart is beating, you're a stakeholder. And the beauty of it is that a lot of us are energetic and enthusiastic stakeholders for the most part. So what I mean by that is when you go to the grocery store, you go in there and you do your thing and you get your groceries and so forth and so on. But that grocery store, you're a stakeholder in that grocery store. And it's their job to recognize you as a stakeholder. Because otherwise, when you went to get an apple, there would be all kinds of overripe and rotten fruit there. They wouldn't care about you, the stakeholder. So then you get that beautiful fruit and you take it home. And you didn't buy it just for yourself. You bought it for your family. Whoever else might be a stakeholder. Who else is going to eat those apples with you? Who else is going to appreciate the fact that they're fresh and that you took the time to go get them? You stepped forward. You stepped up as a stakeholder and you went and did your part. And that's where the responsibility comes in. When you're a stakeholder, you end up being responsible for things that you don't even realize. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I help people individually as well as from a corporate level. And to be a stakeholder is to understand that it is not just in a business level, but it's also on a personal level. Everybody is a stakeholder in something. And that's the beauty of it. We are all in this together. So part of what my corporation does is we're aligned with the United Nations Global Goals 2030, where we're linked up with, or synced up, however you want to describe it, with goal number 12, which is responsible consumerism. So what we do is we are working on a paradigm shift that positively affects all the stakeholders. That means every person that buys a product is going to benefit from this paradigm shift. And that paradigm shift is to have a zero or net end impact, environmental impact, ecological impact, from research and development to like manufacture, production, marketing, distribution, everything, right through to the last part of the fact that that product is benefiting the end user, and beyond that is benefiting the environment, because that end product is not going to a place where it's landfill or unrecyclable, or it has to be used in a lesser state of recycle. So it's slowly degenerating in its ability to be reused and ends up having to go to a landfill or incinerated. So everybody's a stakeholder, and you need to understand that as a stakeholder, we need to do our part. We also have to understand that to do our part is to stand our ground. So as a stakeholder, we can't let certain things happen. As a consumer, if you see a business doing something that is not cool, that is not in favor of the next customer that shows up, then as a stakeholder, the least you can do is stand your ground and no longer go to that store or no longer serve that particular bad idea. I had a circumstance recently that dealt with a returned product. And as far as I was concerned, the returned product was not reusable. And yet I was told, actually given a bit of attitude about the fact that the way I returned it made it so that they couldn't reuse it. Well, that's okay because you shouldn't reuse it. And that's part of what being a stakeholder means. We need to be able to stand our ground, understand what's right and wrong for everybody that's involved. You can't be doing this just because it's good for you, but it's going to burn the next guy. That's not being a stakeholder. That's being an asshole, a pirate, somebody that just, no, that is not cool and not acceptable. So that leads you to needing protection when that sort of stuff happens. So as a stakeholder, are you protecting yourself? Are you protecting other stakeholders? Do you need someone to protect you? That's where the law comes in. That's where legal help comes in. Do you need legal help? That's not impossible. In today's day and age, the way things are going, that is entirely possible. And I'll tell you more about that at the end of the Go Live, because I'm going to share someone that is out there serving the people as a stakeholder, providing affordable legal help. Again, at the end of the movie. I actually signed up for a production software today that will help me be a more comprehensive publisher and more scheduled, more platforms, more congruence through across my message and so on and so forth. So that's all good. I'm going to look forward to that. I really enjoy being able to help people as I go forward, because that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. You'll never see me do a call to action to sell anything on these live videos, because I'm here to give value, to give you philosophical wisdom in a lot of cases, because it might be something you've never thought of, or might be something that you're not interested in thinking of because you're too busy and you don't realize you're living it, but you're still not being part of it. So it's one of those things where, as a stakeholder, we have a responsibility. We're in a place where the things that we are exposed to, that we choose to be involved in, makes us a stakeholder. So to switch it over to a corporate perspective, because for my corporate followers, I just, for example, okay, as a leader in a corporation, people under me, people above me, being given instructions that I knew were not helpful in that the interests of the health and safety of the people that I was to shit rolls downhill, in this case, share that like new protocol with. And it was like, no, not only will I not do this for me because it's not safe, but I will not ask my people to do it. Now, that put me in a place where the people above me weren't happy about that. But that's too bad, because as a stakeholder, I can't let it go past me. The person that sent it to me should have already done something about it. The person that thought about it should have been more of a stakeholder, not even passed it on. It should never have gone down many levels as it did if everybody was understanding of what a stakeholder is and our responsibility as a stakeholder. Just because it means, you're going to save $1 million a month doesn't make it a good idea for the stakeholders. Yes, it makes it a good idea for the shareholders. There's the rub. The shareholders are only one stakeholder. They're not all of the stakeholders. And as a matter of fact, in many cases, the shareholders are consumers. So what you're standing ground to make sure happens benefits the shareholder as a stakeholder. Because in many cases, that's what shareholders are. They're stakeholders. But you got to keep in mind, there's a lot more people involved in the stakeholder list. You have vendors, you have employees, you have insurance companies, you have delivery, marketing, legal, all these different things that are part of a corporation. Everybody's a stakeholder, different divisions, different departments, different cities, different countries, all in the same corporation are all stakeholders. But not only that, all the people that work. Like, for example, let's just say a big manufacturing, let's say one of the big three automotive manufacturing plants closes. Well, it ain't just the plant that closes. There's a lot more involved than just the plant. The people, all the different services in the area, local for food and various services like that, groceries and so on, gas for the people to go back and forth, everything. It all stops. It has if 5,000 people lose a job in the plant, you can count on seeing that equal amount in the from all the stakeholders. There's a lot of people involved in everything that happens. And in today's day and age, with the way things are going now, man, oh man, we all need to stand up to stakeholders. There is no getting around this one. And, well, I mean, you can choose not to, but that's going to become blatantly obvious in a short while, because you'll have made your stand as a non-stakeholder. You know, where's the integrity in that? And I'm willing to call people out on this, because this has to happen. There's no wiggle room on this one, folks. This is our future. This is our planet. This is our opportunity to do something about what happens next. That's where I'm standing. That's what I'm doing. That's what my focus is. And hopefully everybody that listens to this and sees this now and later will understand that this is no joke. This is serious shit. This is the future of our lives, the future of our planet, the future of humanity. There's many, many things going on right now that puts us at risk in many different areas. But the biggest one was that thing that has us all locked in our homes. And now, what do? Now everybody's a stakeholder in a different way, a way that they can't escape. You can't deny what's going on now. It's frustrating. It's difficult. It's challenging. Nothing's going to be the same. And if it ever is, it'll never truly be the same, because this is going to influence everything that happens for years to come. There's schools, public spaces, hospital procedures, what actual masks you can and can't use. I mean, a bandana is as good as what most people are wearing now, sadly, because there's no congruence. There's lots of fear, but there's no way to actually grasp what's going on and to actually be strong in that without being a firm stakeholder. You got to see the truth in it. You can't let some of this shit keep going. It's got to stop. And we're the ones that are going to stop it, sadly, but truthfully. We're not going to have any choice when the time comes. So I'm doing a preemptive strike. I am getting my ducks in a row. I made sure that my corporation is well prepared, well set up. I have legal support, and you should have legal support, because what's coming up in the next while, you're going to need a lawyer to straighten some of this crap out that's coming. Seriously, it's not fun. It's not funny, but it's true and it's serious, and we got to deal with this, guys. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm trying to be someone that brings awareness to what's going to happen in the next while. You better be ready for some big changes across the world. I mean, they're pushing for all different kinds of paradigm shifts, global economy of sorts, right? Various currency challenges. There's stores now that won't accept cash. They won't give you cash back. They won't, allow you to get cash from their machines, where we used to be able to do that. Our society is going through a different form of connection, or you can almost call it a disconnection, because everything we try to connect to is being imbued with a forced disconnection in order just to have the connection. It's kind of like a mutation, and it's crazy, and it's making me shake my head. I don't understand all of it, because there's so much fear in it, and I don't understand fear. I'm one of those people that I can teach you how not to be fearful by teaching you how to be aware of what's going on. Now, don't get me wrong. When I talk about all this stuff, I'm not talking about being afraid. For me, I'm talking about helping you learn to not be afraid by being aware, by stepping up as a stakeholder. by making sure you're prepared to defend yourself when the time comes. Now, having said those words, defend yourself, all you gun owners out there, me too, we better understand there's been some really crazy stuff going on with regards to gun bans recently. There hasn't been a whole lot of intelligence involved in it, just fear. So it's been a bit crazy, but I don't want to go into that. All I'm saying is be aware of the things that are being passed as law through the night when you're not aware of it. We need to understand all the stuff that's going on in the government right now, because they're pulling some shyster stuff off and they're expecting us to accept it. So we got to be willing to stand up for ourselves. We're the ultimate stakeholders. It's us that's going to pay the price. It's us that is paying the price. So how much do you want to pay? Really? How deep do you want to take this before it's too much? They've got us in a place where it's hard to do anything. So everything you do counts. You can't just do a little bit. You got to do everything you can, and nothing. Don't even come close. Sitting on the couch binge watching? That's hiding. That's not living. Unless, of course, it's bringing you forward for your training in some fashion so that you can get out there and be a stakeholder and stand firm in your integrity and your purpose and your life and your reason and your why. We speak about the why almost every time we speak. And, oh, man, the why is powerful stuff. Why do we need to do this? Why are some people letting it happen and doing nothing? Why don't you know what to do? Right? I mean, there's none of this is funny. This is all serious stuff. As a stakeholder, there's nothing funny about being a stakeholder. It's serious stuff. Okay, so you're helping a guy cut down a tree. The tree's 80 feet tall. You're a stakeholder in that tree falling down the right spot and not killing you when it does it. So as a stakeholder, you need to be in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And hello, being a stakeholder. And that doesn't mean just standing there holding a stake. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being responsibly involved. You can look up in the dictionary, you have Google. I'm not going to bother giving you the definition of what a stakeholder is. That's not the point here. I'm not here to define a word. I'm here to describe a reality, a personal reality, which is the name of my business and the name of what I do and how I teach you. I bring you awareness of your personal reality so you can be more real, live more strength, with more strength and more power, be more of who you need to be by being this stakeholder, being aware of who you are and what your purpose is supposed to be. And of course, if you're not sure, by all means, that means reach out, ask for help. If it's not for me, with me, ask for someone else for help. I'll spend some time with you and give you a breakthrough session. I won't charge you for that. I'll just show you what I can do. And you're going to go, oh, I get it now. Now that's how a life has changed. That's how things happen. See, I'm the expert here trying to help you. So I know how to do this stuff. I know what has to be done, and I am doing it. I'm sharing this with you because I know what has to be done, and I'm doing it. And this is, it doesn't have to be the same as me. It just has to be right for you. Do something. Be that stakeholder. There's people in my area that are, because they're stuck at home and want to get outside, what are they doing? They're going out cleaning the streets, picking up litter. And the city was supposed to be doing this, but I don't see there's far more success happening from willful participants. Volunteers getting nothing. I'm seeing kinds of garbage that has been there for a long time. I'm seeing change in people. I'm seeing change in the way things are done. But I'm also seeing resistance to positive change. So now these volunteers are being approached by people that say, oh, you need to be wearing this, reflective vest and steel-toed shoes and this and that. And you got to have this certification and that license and so forth and so on to be in this area, picking that up and doing this. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, are you just like really trying to stifle this down to the point where it dies and there's nobody wants to help? because that's not a way to encourage people to want to help by putting all these anchors on their ankles and saying, oh, now you know, here's 500-pound shoes, run a race. Like, what? Seriously? I understand it's for their safety. I get it. But do you really think they went out there with the ignorance of what they were doing and not knowing how to be safe before they even got there? Let's get serious, people. Honestly. It just shakes. It makes me shake my head to see some of the stuff that's going on here. I mean, no offense, but I don't really care if I offend you when I say, if you're walking down the street alone and you're wearing a mask, you don't understand what's going on. Your head is up your ass. I'm sorry to say. What the fuck are you doing? Really? I'm sorry. I understand this is a serious conversation and that's harsh. I get that. I'm sorry. But let's be serious here, people. Let's be a proper stakeholder. This is madness, what I'm seeing out there. It's people are way doing the wrong thing out of fear. This is not how it's done. Seriously. Think about what you're doing and do it for the right reasons, please. I'm sorry for that outburst, but that bothers me. There's so many people being misled by fear. Don't be a sheep like that. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Yeah, and that's just one example. I mean, how about alone in the car? Really? But anyways, let's not go down that road because, I mean, there's so many different facets of how the fear has driven people to do foolish things in the last little while. And all I'm talking about is don't be driven by fear. That's all I'm saying. Some of the examples I give, that's, you know, you have your own examples, I'm sure. I get it. You also will have your own examples of what's positive and what's right. If you don't, you're just denying yourself. You're not listening to who you are. So again, I know I can go on for a while, but the point is this isn't just a quick blurb that'll make a difference. You've got to understand the severity of what's going on. Our future is at stake. That is why we need to be proper stakeholders. Deep integrity, flawless honor, absolute commitment. We can't let anything slide. We have to know what we're doing without fear. We can't be driven by fear. There's no life in fear. And there's no fear in properly lived life. We have so much power in ourselves to not be fearful. We can look forward with such strength and such potential growth if we give ourselves the chance to not be deflected by fear. Our lives can be so strong and so powerful and so well directed when you become a proper stakeholder. Don't let fear be part of it. If there is being fear, then we need to talk so I can help you understand why there is fear and how to get around it. It's an easy thing to beat if you know how to do it. But anyways, as proper stakeholders in a corporation, developing a new product, is it going to be something that is along the lines of 5G? It's providing a better service, but it kills the... That's like the medicine, the cancer cures because it kills you, right? So I'm not talking about that. Well, actually I am, but I'm talking about creating the opposite of that. 5G, again, is one of those things where everybody seems to think they need that extra boost, but we don't need to go from 150% to 160% if that extra 10% is going to kill us. This is completely against what we should be doing with our products, with our consumerism, with our research and development. There's got to be a way to make sure that all products are safe, harmless, absolutely harmless to the water, to the source, the materials for sourcing, plastic, whatever. I mean, holy moly, we got to start getting away from oil one day. Where's the plastic going to go when you don't have any oil? In case you didn't know, plastic is made from oil. Anyways, I mean, these are all things that we need to be a stakeholder in. Electric vehicles, renewable energy, clean water, clean air, good food that isn't going to kill us. What's this processed food thing and all these carbohydrates and all these things that are not helping us get more healthy? Like here, you're sick. Take this medicine. Oh, you got that side effect? Here, take this medicine. Oh, you got that side effect? Take this medicine. Like, what? This is what Big Pharma does. And by the time you're up over 3 pills a day, I understand some things require medicine, but oh man. Some healthy eating, proper sleep, proper exercise, proper mindset. Your mind can heal you. Your mind can heal your purpose. Your mind can heal your body because it's spiritually energized. It's of the source. The universe is in charge of all this. And we just have to get on board and do it. Become one with yourself. Understand, meditate, learn what it is that makes us who we are. And from that place, you will find how to be a proper stakeholder and what it means to be that person that makes a difference on a regular basis. That person that stands your ground and is a proper stakeholder in everything that matters and all things that count, right through from the beginning to the end. You're doing it for your kids. You're doing it for your parents. You're doing it for your grandkids. You're doing it for your brothers and sisters, your moms and your dads. You're doing it for everybody, not just yourself. And when I was talking earlier about how you get into these things, the way things are going these days, we do need protection. I see people in circumstances where their employment is gone in such a way that a lawyer is the only way they're going to get an answer about what's going on, because their former employers are having a rough go and they don't know how to get around the problem. They don't know how to be a proper stakeholder. And that is the big challenge. Right now, everybody's trying to save themselves and just themselves. And that isn't going to take any of us anywhere. No way, Jose. We have to be willing to protect each other. We have to be willing to be able to help each other get to that next level. We have to be willing to teach those people that don't understand what they need to learn so they can choose to get to that next level themselves as well. These are all responsibilities, which is actually the subject matter for my next talk on Sunday night. Responsible stakeholders. It is imperative that we learn what this is and how it works and what we do and how we get there. And I can't really give you everything you need to know about how to do it here. What I'm doing here is I'm lighting the fire so you will seek a way to do it for yourself. Now, if you need help then in that seeking, let me know. We'll do a breakthrough session in a half an hour. I'll teach you a few things that will make a big difference on your next steps. And you know where to go from there. I'd be happy to help. The protection, the offer of value, the offer of teaching you how to fish. I'm not going to give you a fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. That's the difference. That's what's going on here. But we've got a third one that's going on, and that's someone that's taken away the fish. So and of course, someone that's given up some minnows because we're losing the big fish and we're getting given little fish in some cases that isn't not really filling the belly, so to speak. It's not paying the bills. So we got to go where we need to go. We need to choose to get there. We need to focus on the way to get there. We need to get to know ourselves in order to find that way. Trust me when I say, and I mentioned this before about being alone with yourself. Can you meditate? Do you meditate? Should you meditate? Of course you should meditate, because you need to know yourself, and there's only one way to do it. You need to get quiet with yourself. Be objective of who you are, what you have done, what you will do. You can't do it any other way. Now, traditional Eastern mystic meditation, Sadhguru is awesome on YouTube. He has a great program for helping you to properly meditate. He also does training on proper yoga exercises. So the reason I mention these things, guys, is because this is what will get you to that next level. If you're spending 4 hours on the couch and 0 hours in personal development, can I help you shake your head on that one? Like, seriously? This is not a time for binge watching TV, guys. This is a time to step up and make something happen with our lives, with what we have when this starts to change to something we can engage in. If you haven't already, if you're still not being able to engage, lots of people are still in self isolation or at home or whatever, restrictions, quarantine, whatever you want to call it. And many businesses are open, but under highly restricted circumstances. I'm here in Ontario, Canada, so that's where you're seeing this from. And I'm seeing some crazy stuff over the past little while. So I just know that it's going to get tougher in the next little while, and it's going to be one of those where you're going to run into Plan C without even realizing you needed it. So I encourage you to have one hell of a good Plan A and focus on it. Knock the snot out of faith on that baby, and don't even think about a Plan B. To be proper, to be like serious commitment on this, like make a Plan A that doesn't have any room for failure, which means that you have to be your best. You have to be the best you've ever been and keep being your best, because this isn't going to get any easier. So being your best means what? You tell me. You know what you got to fix. I don't know what you got to fix. I know what I got to fix, and I'm working it, baby. Count on it, because I know what the stakes are. Oh, back to being a stakeholder. Yeah, I know what the stakes are. You should know what the stakes are. I just told you what the stakes are. Get out there and be a stakeholder. And if you get into trouble standing up for yourself, don't be afraid to use your lawyer. What? You don't have a lawyer? It's not difficult these days. You can get a lawyer for a few bucks a month. Legal Shield is called here in Canada, and the people that are delivering great service, I'm going to put the link in. It's Warren and Linda McEachran. They have their site that is down here for me just in a second here, if I can see it. Where did I put that? I'll put it in the links later for you guys so that I don't make a mistake of it, because it's right here, but there's a couple of different letters in there, and I don't want to get it wrong. So I will certainly put that in the comments after the video, and you can check out Warren and Linda. They offer legal shield protection here in Canada, and they provide monthly services on great levels. So I'll make sure that I get that information in there for you, and you make sure you contact them, because they have a way to make sure you don't have to be so afraid anymore. And fear is part of what's going on in this world right now. Fear is such a huge motivator by those that are manipulating us or you. Nobody's manipulating me. And I'm hoping that this message helps you be less manipulated after you've watched it twice and actually understand what I'm saying, because it's true and it's real and it's going to affect you. You don't have to listen to me, but you have to live your life no matter what you choose. That you do have to do. Beautiful thing is, you do have that wonderful, awesome, God-given power that we all have. Choice. That's a power. That's an amazing power, especially if you think about it and apply it with purpose and commitment. Choice is very, very powerful. Very powerful. If you choose to choose. So, for example, the moment that guy at the business started blabbing on about being proud that he was going to rip people off and being upset that I took that opportunity away from him, it only took me a second, less than a second. As soon as he blasted that out of his yap, I was, nope, I don't want to hear another word out of you, buddy. I'm out of here. You can take your product. I don't want it. Took a refund and carried on. But we got to stand up for ourselves. We got to know our legal rights to stand up for ourselves. Are the businesses that you're dealing with, are they being forthright with their practices and protocols and the things that they're doing and not doing? Choosing to do and choosing to not do? Is it one of those where you need protection from someone that because you can't protect yourself under the circumstances? There's value in this message, people. There's an awesome, awesome opportunity to cover your ass and not end up getting it burnt. Unless your head's up there. I know I'm a little harsh. That's who I am, because life is harsh. If you don't like it, then find another tribe. But seriously, guys, it is true. It is life. This is our personal reality. This is our future. This is what we are going to become. And if we can't do it firmly with purpose and commitment, then guess what? You can't do it. And you're going to get run over by the train. So get ready. I'm serious. I really am. This is not a joke. And I love you all. You're a bunch of magnificent manifestors. I love every damn one of you. And I know that you have the strength. I know you have the power. And I want you to realize that you actually do have the power. You don't need to be afraid. You choose to be afraid. There's that choice again. Oh, damn that choice. But yeah, that's that great power. Like Spider-Man says, great power comes great responsibility. Damn, there's that responsibility word again. Man, oh man. I'm not going to try to get around the truth of it. And I'm not going to let you wiggle around the truth of it. I'm going to keep blasting the truth out here every Wednesday and every Sunday night. And I'm going to keep teaching you that you can do it. And this is what you need to watch for as you do. Remember to understand your why. Learn how to be quiet with yourself. Understand the power of meditation and learn to start doing it. Begin some sort of exercise program. Yoga is the one that is the least damaging to our bodies as we strengthen them. I'm pushing 60, so I don't want to hurt myself when I exercise. Yes, I like to exercise. No, I don't like to be in pain because I exercised. So, I mean, yes, muscle pain, yes, not because I've injured myself. There's a difference. I'm talking about injuring yourself. I'm not talking about doing that willfully or by choice. I'm talking about avoiding that. We don't want to be in pain. We don't want to cause ourselves pain. Excuse me. So protect yourself as best you can. Understand that it's up to you. You have the power. You have the strength in choice. That's where your strength and power comes from, is the ability to choose. And you have that power. My magnificent manifestors, I love you all. I'm going to let you go now. And the next talk on Sunday night is about responsibility. Go get them, Tigers. Much love. We'll talk to you again. Bye now.